Hey guys, it's Liz and I'm here today to share with you my first project for SaCrafters design team. So excited, finally finished it. It's been such a crazy week, you guys are not going to believe it. I mean, it's Saturday and I'm finally done with this project here and I'm so glad. But I decided to create a mini album. One of the pieces that Sa sent in our design team package was this beautiful title here. It says Mother and Daughter. It's made out of chipboard. And as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to create a mini album. I am very fortunate to have my mother living here with me, and then I've got 2 daughters of my own. So it's really neat that I have 3 generations of, mother-daughter here in my home, and I thought it would be a really great idea to create a mini album where I can display photos of each of us. It'll be a picture of, my mom and I, and then a picture of me and my older daughter, pictures of me and my youngest daughter. I thought that would be really neat. And I just love the title, The Mother and Daughter. So I decided to create this, little mini album here. And I just started off with, the little chipboard minis you can pick up at Michael's. I got really lucky. They had a clearance on, all of them. And these were all 50 cents. So I grabbed, several. So that's what, the base of my album is. And I wanted to try different colors. I'm always working with pinks and, little shabby chic colors. And I thought I would give it a try using blues and yellows. And also, I was inspired by the beautiful metal pieces that Sa sent me in my design team package, because they had a lot of them. I'll show you some right now. I'm sure you guys saw my package, but see, like, this is, some of the metal pieces here, but the beautiful color, see how it's like an antique gold, and it's very vintage. And I have this collection of glitz design papers called Vintage Blue, and I figured that would just work really well with the metals. So let's move on. So I'm going to show you the cover. It's only 4 pages, total of 8, but this is my cover. And again, I used the glitz design. It's called Vintage Blue. That's the paper collection that I use. It's got beautiful blues, yellows, and ivories. Really, really pretty. And so, I adhered all my papers on all the chipboard pieces. I inked all the edges with the vintage photo to give it a more aged look. And then, of course, my title, Mother and Daughter. This is a chipboard piece from Sa store. And I will put the link below to those of you who are not familiar with SaCrafters shop on Zibbit, so you guys can go take a look. She has some amazing, amazing stuff. So anyways, I started off with, just the title in the middle. I knew that was going to go in the middle. And I used this cool mask that Sa sent. Let me see if you guys are going to be able to see it, but see the mask? Really cool, a little stencil. So I used this with the modeling paste in the top corner and the bottom corner, and of course most of it gets covered up with all the embellishments, but you can still see it a little bit in some areas. So that's with the modeling paste. And then, let me see, I'm going to bring this a little closer so you guys can see it a little better. Okay, hope that helps. So I'm going to start off with the corner. Over here, I just, did the modeling paste. I created my own flowers using the Spellbinders Rose Creations. And I made little flowers out of, the paper itself. This one's a larger one and this is a smaller one. And I used pearls in the centers. Now, these larger pearls are actually from Sa's shop as well. They weren't part of my design team package, but I order from her all the time. The pearls are just so beautiful, and she has awesome deals on the pearls. So those are, just in the middle here. And then I also, oops, I'm so sorry, I kicked the tripod. Oh my gosh. Okay, so sorry guys. Okay, and then these little white flowers are from my stash. I just added that to my cluster. And then I've got these little, they kind of look like leaves. You guys can see them here. They're actually part of a trim that I had. I found it at a yard sale. And I just cut little pieces off because they kind of look like leaves. So I've got some sticking out here, some up here. And of course lots of black bling. I thought the black would give it a really nice touch. It just makes it really pop. And for the title, I just used a little bit of the liquid pearls, just in some spots on the title itself. Okay, and then down here, oops, I'm sorry, I forgot the beautiful piece up here. This corner piece is from Sa's store. Look how pretty that is, that antique gold, isn't it beautiful? So I used one of the corner pieces up here. And then down here I've got just another flower cluster of flowers that I created. And then these are little rosebuds for my stash, and then these little white ones are for my stash as well. And I also use the skeleton leaves. These are by I Am Roses. So there's one down here and then one up here. Lots of black bling, and then more of that little trim, little pieces of trim that look like leaves sticking out on the sides. And then of course all the flowers have little pearls in the center. For my binding, I just used, you know, the little ring that comes with the chipboard album, and I crinkled up my own seam binding and created this little bow. And I crinkled up the seam binding with water, and then I used the honey, the wild honey distress stain by Tim Holtz to give it that beautiful color. And I also went over just the top of it with a little bit of vintage photo. And then I used a brad for my center, and that's it. Pretty simple. Then I just kind of like how it just dangles from the side. It's really cute. So that is my cover. And let me show you. It won't stand up on its own, so I kind of have to hold it. The next page. Here's the next page. Hope you guys can see it. Yeah, I'm in frame. Again, I just covered it with the pattern papers. All the edges are inked with the vintage photo. I created a pocket out of a doily. This is one of those 6-inch doilies. And I just created a pocket down here, and I cut it to fit in the corner. And then you know, the flowers are all handmade using the Spellbinders Rose Creations. Again, I've got some of that little trim as leaves, some skeleton leaves, little white flowers for my stash, lots of black bling. And then I also use these really cute pieces, little wood pieces. You see that one right there? It says love. These were part of my design team package. They are so adorable. They each have different words in them. And I inked all of the edges of it with vintage photo to age it a bit. And I just tucked it right there in my flower cluster. Really cute. And since I created a pocket, I made a couple of tags that go in the pocket. So I've got this one here that I cut out using the cabinet die by Tim Holtz. And on the back I used the mini cabinet die to create a frame. Now this, I just glued the edges at the bottom. Put this down a second, hopefully it stays. And what I did is I left this open down here so you can actually slide. Let me see if I have something small enough. You can slide a picture in there. Okay? So it's really neat. I don't have anything that'll fit here to show you, but like I said, I just glued the bottom and the sides a bit and left the top open. See? There you go. So it's like a little pocket. So you could slide a picture in there. And then I also created this little tag out of one of the Spellbinders labels. And I just stamped this with archival ink. And I used the collection, the stamp collection that goes with the papers. It's also Glitz Design, and it's called Vintage Blue Stamps. I picked it up at Hobby Lobby, and it's really, really pretty. I love this one right here. So I used a lot of the stamps throughout the mini album. So then this little tag just, you know, has a stamp, and on the back, you know, you can add a photo, journaling, whatever you like. And then I made another tag here out of just regular cardstock. All the edges are inked with vintage photo. I like how aged it looks, isn't it pretty? And then of course this is the stamp from the Vintage Blue Stamp Collection, and it just says Love, Sweet Love. Very pretty. On the back I created a little space for a photo. And up here I just stamped, again, this is from, this is actually from a different collection. I don't have a stamp here, but I just used archival ink. Little top accent here. This is just a piece of the pattern paper, and I used some photo corners. And it just gives like a really vintage look, and you can put a picture in here. And I thought that, and I left, that was cute, you know, for a little picture. And I left room down here so you can journal. I thought that was really cute and very pretty. So then just these little tags just go back in the little pocket created out of a doily. I thought that came out really cute. And then let's see the next page. Let's move on. Alright, hopefully you guys could see it. I'm going to hold this up for you. The next page is the same thing, just pattern papers, some handmade flowers. I use this really pretty trim for my stash that goes all the way across. This white one here. And then lots of black bling, some more little pieces of that little leaf trim, white flowers for my stash, another one of those little wood pieces. This one says Wish, and it's really cute. And then again, I used some of those little corner pieces from Saw's shop. Look how pretty, right? And it just, I only glued the edges up here so that you can actually slide a picture in here and it'll still go within the corner, the metal corner. So I thought that was really neat. And then here's just another piece of pattern paper back there. So pretty simple, but I think all the flowers and just the different colors really add such a beautiful touch. I'm really happy with the way the book came out. Okay. And then the next page is the same, is a little different. I created another pocket. I'm so sorry, I'm moving so much like crazy, right? And so again, it's pattern paper. I use my Martha Stewart punch to go around the edges of this particular piece. And I only glued the sides because I wanted to create a pocket for a tag. And so I made another tag out of cardstock. And this one I stamped using a Kaiser Craft stamp. Look how cool that is, right? It's like these little lamp posts. And all the edges are inked with vintage photo. And on the back I just added a little piece of pattern paper and some photo corners. I stamped the top. And, lots of, you got a room for a cute picture and room at the bottom for more journaling. And so this tag just goes right back in here in this little pocket. And then again, all my little clusters are pretty much the same. The flowers, these flowers here were all handmade, added pearls in the center, the black bling, I got skeleton leaves. Here's another one of those cute little wood pieces from Sauce Shop. And this one says Hope. Very cute. So all my clusters are pretty much the same, you guys. Here's the next page. The next page is the same thing, just pattern paper. And this time I created another pocket here. And I created lots of pockets for tags and so I can have different, because there's only 4 pages in the chipboard album. So I wanted lots of space for different photos, of me and my daughters and my mom. So I created another pocket here using one of the pattern papers. And I just punched the edge here using an EK Success punch. I added these cute little pearls just right here in the middle. And then this beautiful piece here, this little filigree piece is from Sauce Shop as well. It was part of my design team package. Look how gorgeous that is, right? And it's so pretty, you don't want to cover it up. But all I did is I added just a little flower in the middle and these little leaf trims from, my stash, just right there, just to accent it a bit. But it's really pretty on its own, so beautiful. And then this is just another one of those 6-inch doilies that I cut in half, and I stuck it, it's glued to the back of this pocket, so it still serves as a pocket here for the tags that I created. And I just did another one out of the cabinet die. Look how pretty this paper is, right? And there's plenty of room on the back. I did some stamping on the back, and you could do journaling, add another photo, and, add a photo in the front as well. So that one goes back in there. And then here's the second tag. This one's out of cardstock. All the edges are inked with a vintage photo. And then I just stamped it here with a little chandelier and the beautiful rose at the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? And again, that's from the vintage blue stamp set by Glitz Design. So pretty. And on the back, just really simple. Another little stamp and some more pattern paper with the photo corners for another picture and journaling at the bottom. So really, really cute. It's a very simple album, but like I said, it's just, I wanted a lot of little details, and I thought that was, really neat. I love this page. I created another pocket, of course, lots of room for pictures and tags and stuff. This pocket was created out of vellum, and I love the way it came out. I just kind of, I don't remember the measurements, you guys, because I was kind of just, playing with it. I didn't follow a tutorial or anything, just created my own little pocket. Very, very simple. I just took a piece of vellum that was smaller than this. I believe this is 6 by 6. So I just created a pocket out of the vellum. And for my edge here, you can see, I used the On the Edge die, the Distressed Doily by Tim Holtz, to create this at the top with the vellum. It's really, really pretty. And of course, I used pattern paper for the inside, and the inside comes out. It's basically just going to be like another, huge tag. See, it just comes out, and you can add lots of pictures or journaling, whatever you need. See, here's the Distressed Doily part. I love this image with the roses. It's so pretty. And on the back, I left it blank, again, for more pictures or journaling. And so this is just going to go right back inside, and let me get the back in there. It's a little tricky because of the vellum, It's, you know, very detailed on the top because of the distressed doily, so you have to be a little bit careful when you stick it in, but then it's just fine once it's in there. So I just love that pocket. I think it came out really, really neat. And then what I did is I just took a piece of ribbon that I have from my stash and I just glued it to the back before I adhered the pocket to the pattern paper. So there's like a ribbon coming all the way across, and it's like iridescent and shimmery, really pretty. And then this little tag here was created with one of the spellbinders. I believe it's labeled 18. And I just cut it out of the pattern paper, and I stamped these pretty little birds on the front. I inked it with vintage photo, and I left the back blank. You can add a picture or some journaling, and then this little tag just goes right back in here. Really cute. And here's some more flowers that I created with the Spellbinders Rose Creations. Lots of beautiful black bling for accent. I have some more skeleton leaves, these little leaf trims for my stash, a little white flower, and another little wood chip piece. This one says Dream, and then it was inked with a vintage photo. I'm sorry I wasn't even in frame. Hope you guys can see that. It's just really awkward to hold this. But yeah, I love this page. I think it came out really neat. Okay, and then my last page, or second to last, is this one here. And again, just added the pattern paper. This pattern paper was mostly ivory. It didn't really have a lot of design. So what I did is I just stamped a bunch of random images on the background. And for some of them, if you can tell, they're darker than others. What I did to get these lighter ones, it's like, you know, you ink your stamp, and then I just use like a scrap piece of paper, and I stamp onto the scrap piece of paper to remove some of the ink, and then I stamp on my background. So it kind of gives it like a more faded look. And then that way you can stamp the darker images right over that, and it just looks like the faded images are in the background. So I just stamped all over that. Here's, you know, this is a Tim Holtz stamp here. Some of these are script stamps. Here's a pretty rose stamp here, but of course it gets covered up. And then all my edges are inked with a vintage photo. This is the Tim Holtz weathered clock die. I cut that out of the, one of the papers, and I just adhered it on there. And this was cut out from one of the spellbinders. I believe this is Labels 1 Small. And I used one of the pattern papers. I inked the edges with vintage photo, and I popped it with some foam tape to give it dimension. And then again, here are some more handmade flowers out of the pattern paper with pearls in the centers. Flowers for my stash. Lots of black bling. Here we have some skeleton leaves and these little trim pieces, of course. And then up here, look at this piece, how gorgeous this is. This is one of those butterflies from SaCrafters. It is so pretty, just beautiful. And I adhered him on here with E6000. And the butterfly has these little openings here, or little holes, where I added these tiny little pearls to accent it. Isn't that pretty? Love the way that came out. So pretty. And let's see, the very last page is just the back of it. And I didn't want to leave it so plain, so I just attached a little doily, or adhered a little doily, and then I just cut out another piece of pattern paper using the Spellbinders Label 18. And this is like, if I need more journaling, or if I want to do like a dedication, like maybe I want to give this to my mom, you know, as a gift, this is where I can write a message. I thought that was really pretty. I just didn't want to leave it so plain in the back. And that's it. So very, very simple, and I mean, some beautiful goodies from Sa, right? And I think it just really added these beautiful touches to the mini album. So pretty. All the metal pieces, the stenciling with her beautiful mask. Love this title. Everything is just so pretty. I really hope you guys like it. I had a lot of fun creating this mini album, even though it took me a really long time. It normally doesn't take me that long, but it's just been such a crazy week. So anyways, I hope you guys like my first project for Sa's shop. Definitely go check out Sa's store. I will put the link below so you guys can take a look. She's got lots of beautiful metallic pieces right now. Her stencils are amazing to work with. Very easy. They're not flimsy at all. They're nice and, you know, they're just very easy to work with. And she's got all these chipboard titles and chipboard mini albums, everything you can think of. So go check out her shop. And you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all real soon. Bye-bye.